All right, all right. Welcome to my stream of Watch Dogs Legion. I want to play through it and just see where the world and if the game takes me. I really haven't played it much. I played through the prologue just to kind of see what it was about, and then I went back to playing Watch Dogs Legion because I was trying to 100% that, which I just accomplished. And you know, uh, I waited on this one because I was knowing that Cyberpunk was coming, and I'd start playing this and then just drop it. And it turned out to be a good move because around Christmas they put this on sale for $30. So I picked it up, and yeah, here we go. So I've tried to start the stream like 3 times now, and just it's magical how everything just starts happening at once when you're trying to stream something. And you think, oh, it's not really got anything going on, and then I'm starting to get phone calls and all this good stuff. So we're gonna try it again, see how it goes. Um, and yeah, I just recently ordered some new thumb grips for my PS4 controller. I do have a Stadia controller, but I find it easier for battery life to just wire in my PS4 controller and use that for playing with Stadia, which I love. You can use PlayStation 4, Xbox, um, Switch Pro, even Switch Joy Cons to play, and you don't have to have the Stadia controller. And oddly, after 7 years, my um, rubberized grips on the PS4 controller are starting to fall off. So I'm getting new grips. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's start up and play. I'm going to delete this. That's where I tried to start and that just didn't work out. And we're going to start a new game. I'm going to play that easy. Just, I don't know what I'm doing. And why not? This is just for a fun playthrough, not trying to do anything crazy. Yeah, and most people can't breathe water or Pepsi or any of that stuff. They have to breathe air, just in case you're wondering. I just tested that theory. So let's see here. Let's enjoy Jolly Old London, or Jolly New London, because this is set slightly in the future.
Ah, London. What a town.
Yes,
history around every corner and a tourist photographing it. Pubs serving up a pint and a smile. All that music, theatre and art. And multiculturalism. And the world's oldest underground, the Tube. The class of cities, really. Top shelf stuff. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
With a drone. The drone poured on everything. It was quite a sight. Now, I can say I've never seen the eye lit up like that. I don't know if they had colored lights when I was there. I only ever remember seeing them like lit up white lights. But that's pretty cool. And I'm going to go back to look at it so bad. Such an amazing city, and I only got to see so much of it.
What's our status?
Perimeter security's down, but plenty of your flying friends about.
Yeah, several other cities with Abbey Road Studios. But there's just so much more to see, so much history there.
Dalton, no time to waste.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in. Any idea what we're up against, Bagley?
If you hadn't brushed off, I might. Ever consider leaving these security threats to the authorities?
That's rich, Bagley. The government would sooner arrest us for trying to help than actually do something useful.
We'll have to sort this one on our own.
Carefully, Dalton.
Bagley, are you detecting a little worry in Sabine's voice?
Brilliant. Asking the computer about feelings. This explains so much.
Shut it, you two, and get to work.
Hey, I asked my computer about feelings.
There she is.
I'm just...
Perimeter security's back up. South entrance is secure.
So
That
sad.
hurt you more than it hurt me.
And take somebody down. Just like that. Okay.
Do us a favor and keep it quiet, Dalton.
If they don't shoot me, I won't shoot them. How's that?
Seems reasonable. No power. Oof. That looked painful. There's more of that. Don't stay down. Stop graffiti. Let me go. I'm just breaking.
We've got loads of DedSec gear down here. And why do you suppose that is?
What? How did they get their hands on it?
I don't know. But someone wants to make it look like DedSec was here.
Shit. You need to proceed with extreme caution, Dalton.
I am really.
Who are these men in black anyway?
Nothing identifying. I suspect that's by design.
Totally disregarding, the thought of safety moving around quite quickly, but yeah, sure, we'll proceed with extreme caution. And I can tell you that you will be using your L1 button a lot. So definitely make sure your controller is a comfortable grip for that.
Electrical is live. Repeat. Fireworks are live.
Oh, fuck me. The entire place is rigged to blow.
Jesus, those canisters. Bagley, is that...
RDX nitrogen. Enough to level Parliament.
Can you locate a detonator, Bagley?
Not exactly, but there's a device streaming a fuckload of encrypted data from the floor above you.
Yeah, that fits the bill. On my way.
And your friends heard none of that. Two. You're gonna get the same that your friend just got.
They've staged DedSec propaganda all around the bombs. These pricks are going to blow up Parliament and hang it on us.
Not if you get to that detonator first.
I authorized. For my keywords. Yep, keyword.
Right in the House of Commons. Whoever these men in black are, they've got brass bollocks to set up in the centre of government.
Oh. Non-lethal explosives. Okay, so that's definitely are all these I can find. Not because they're non-lethal, but because I have a feeling that's gonna get real. Because I've already played the prologue. So you might as well be prepared. Okay. interact with the launcher tail.
I found the detonator. And it's definitely live. Bagley, I'm gonna need some help with this.
Yes, you are, but sadly, I'm locked out.
Fuck. Well, we don't have a chance without Bagley.
Wait, I might know a workaround. We trained in manual overrides at MI5.
You're full of surprises. Be quick about it.
All right, Bagley, do your thing.
I'm in. And the bombs have just armed themselves. Well, that may complicate matters.
Fuck's
Is that
sake.
when you're supposed to
Can you
disarm
use
them?
them or not?
Of course I can, but I might also trip another failsafe and vaporize you, so fair warning.
Expect this to draw some attention your way, Dalton.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Company at our back door. Shit. Dalton, we've got some heat here at HQ.
How long's this gonna take, Bagley?
Depends how often you interrupt me with questions.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out. It's about to get real.
Fuck.
Generic bad guys.
They're on me. I'll try and hold them off.
Keep your eyes open. All clear here. Moving on. Oh, you cunt. Gone far.
Bagley, update.
Let's just say I'm both impressed and annoyed by how sophisticated this anti-tamper security is. Still working.
Bagley, tell me you're close.
I'm through security, now wading through terabytes of decoy code looking for the detonation sequence.
Oh! Shit, 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 shit! I'm moving in. Moving to investigate. There. That's where I saw them. Oh! Ah! Little help here! Ah!
Holy. Holy moly.
Need some cover! Asshole shit! Ah!
I've been hit!
Shit! I need help!
Cheeseburgers.
Problem, Dalton. I need your physical appendages now.
Okay.
What's wrong?
There are 3 slots on the left. One of them is the receiver. You need to pull the controller wire.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm fucking not. Pull the wire.
I love that this AI is like cursing.
If this gets me blown up,
I will haunt your circuitry. What are you gonna really do? What do you
Bombs
say there?
defused. See? That wasn't so bad, was it?
Bagley, you bastard. You nearly gave me a bloody heart attack then. Whoa, what the fuck am I looking at?
It appears Parliament is not the only target. More bombs are going live as we speak.
On screen, Bagley.
Now we need to get the word out. Those sites need to be evacuated.
They're spread out all over London. There isn't any time.
But my sister's at the town conference. We have to do something.
I picked up a transmitter on the roof that is sending out a signal to the other bomb sites. If you can reach it...
I can shut it all down. Sabine!
Fuck! Dalton, we're breached! Go! The roof!
They are breached.
Sabine, what's going on?
We're being raided. It's a bloodbath. Her protocol is to wipe everything, including Bagley.
I need him for the transmitter.
I know, but if they get him, they get everything. Names, ops, locations.
Okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Wipe him.
Yes, wipe me.
Do it, Sabine, and get the hell out of there.
Fuck. Okay, Bagley's down. You're on your own. Dalton, if this goes...
It won't. I'll see you at the rally point. I promise.
Good luck.
Nothing's gonna go wrong. I'm gonna save the day because I am Dalton. James Dalton. I can open doors if you need. Yes.
Moving to cover. I'm approaching. Cover me. That was their last known position. Fuck! I'm on my own.
There. Triangle moves.
Where are you?
Go, 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 danger. Stopping bombs from the 21st century.
Bingo. No.
Well done, Dalton Wolf. I'm impressed.
The fuck are you?
Oh, you still think you're here to save London? I'm afraid that's not going to happen. You're here to help us with some important work.
Important work. Killing thousands of...
Exactly. To save the world. You do know Londoners have died before, hmm? The plague, the Great Fire, the Blitz. It's not much fun. But destruction is always the cure. And it begins today. 0 day. It's time for a hard reset.
Oh my god.
A series of explosions devastated 3 sites in London. Authorities are asking residents to remain in their homes as the situation continues to develop. We have received no official casualty total, but it is expected.
Mourners gathered for a series of candlelight vigils that brought closure to thousands of families and indeed to an entire city. London is now laser-focused.
Today at 10 Downing Street, where Nigel Cass, CEO of private military company Albion, received a mandate to secure London. Cass has vowed to hunt down DedSec, terrorist group responsive rail force. Albion used cutting-edge artificial intelligence systems and autonomous drones to capture the remaining members of DedSec. A stark warning to would-be insurgents.
Right. Hunt them all down. Oh, wait, that's
Record profits due to increased efficiencies in production and distribution, enabled by the use of technologies initially developed and approved for security purposes.
Overdue cleanup as crime numbers take a dive. Illegal gambling, drug trafficking and prostitution all down following prosecutions of the leaders of 4 of London's 5 largest criminal syndicates. The streets of Camden and Brixton.
As Albion's mandate is extended indefinitely by the government, life finally begins to return to normal. Curfews and travel restrictions have been lifted in all boroughs, thanks to the deployment.
News outlets, reports of rioting in Trafalgar Square have been greatly exaggerated. possibly by foreign meddlers pushing a false narrative through social media. Albion is in complete control of a few...
To reprimand the public about the circulation of fake news, conspiracy theories persisting in dark corners of the internet that terrorist group DedSec were framed for the bombings have been roundly rejected. Our own reporters could not find a single Londoner willing to expound those theories on camera. The facts simply do not support any other story.
I need to assemble a team, but I can't reboot DedSec alone. Let me break into London CTOS and see who's available.
Okie dokie.
I'm Claire Waters, and we've been discussing the hacktivist, now alleged terrorist group, DedSec, on this week's Buccaneer Radio. I have Colin calling in. Colin, what's your take?
Now, I've been saying from the start we should have rounded up DedSec and thrown them in jail. Now, I'll say they should all be lined up and shot.
You don't find it awfully convenient that they've been fingered as the attackers, but we've seen no proof?
Look at Tone! Look at our city! What more proof do you need?
Well, Colin, I'd say you have to look at their history of non-violent action. Albion's put more civilians in the hospital in the past few months than DedSec ever has. I smell a scapegoat. Now I have Emily calling in. Emily, what's your take?
You're absolutely right, Claire. The government's just framing DedSec because they want to make it seem like they have this under control. They probably have no clue who was behind the bombings. But that doesn't look good on the news, does it? DedSec's been a thorn in their side. Who better to pin it on?
Angie, I have you next. What do you make of all this?
I think, if anything, DedSec showed their true colors. It's terrifying to think we harbored such a dangerous element for years. Terrorists in our own backyard.
Do you find DedSec more frightening than the different gangs in London, like Clan Kelly?
Clan Kelly might set your shop on fire and maybe they'd kill you, but even they wouldn't try to blow up all of Parliament.
Next, I have Crypto King. Do you feel safer using a pseudonym?
Everyone should. Why make it easier for them to track you? And now we've seen what they're capable of and how far they're willing to go.
Hold on. Do you mean the government? Are you suggesting the government was responsible for the bombings?
Oh, trust me, Claire. They didn't do it alone. They're all in on it. The government, Albion, Sirs, Bloom, Sky Bloody Larson, and all the way up to Downing Street. They want to keep us scared, harness us with mind control, suck every last ounce of usefulness out of us, and even in death they'll set off our bodies.
And what do you suggest we do, Crypto King?
Go underground. Deep enough, no electric signal can get you. It's the only way.
Go underground.
Shit. Situation is worse than I thought. But there's a candidate. Looks like you're DedSec's best hope.
Oh, that's his MySpace profile. Or hers. Let's see what we got. Fitness instructor. Debt collector. Video game designer. DJ. Manicurist. Orderly. Pickpocket. Podcaster. Developer. Filmmaker. Internet celebrity. Playwright. Plumber. Tattoo artist. This guy looks so hilarious. Actually, I like this dude because he's got the drone summon. I think we'll start with this fella right here, Ogsy. I think that's how to pronounce it. Plus, he's dressed like the Joker, so can't count that out either. It's major points. Bleep. Now I'm going to try and do better than the I've seen people complaining about how hard Cyberpunk 2077. And I can
Glad
tell
to
you
see you're
from
alive.
experience.
If you're still committed to the cause, DedSec needs you. I'll send you the coordinates to our last safe house. Meet me there.
Sure. Whatever.
But yeah, I can tell you from experience that the Watchdog's Legion is above and beyond worse for driving control than
You're getting way too big.
than Cyberpunk. Well, you know, I'm pretty slow in my also
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, resistors, this is the bug, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to. Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now. Much as I'd like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the Industrial Revolution and get it later on this time. But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000 new jobs. Thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that
That's
no
right.
one in their right sane
Robots
mind would actually
take
want
all
to
of their
do, but
jobs.
that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this darkened universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete.
That's right.
This is a security announcement. Citizens are required to be prepared to present identification to Albion personnel.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved.
Where has my objective?
Watch where you're going.
Come on, you've got to be joking. Unfucking believable. You think the police...
I've downloaded a patch to your optics so you can access our security system. It's set up so that I can't just let someone who isn't DedSec in. You'll have to do the manual override.
Oh shit! I've been caught up in some spy movie. This is mental.
That's right, bro.
No! It's unacceptable. Why does this always bloody happen? This won't solve any of your problems. I remember the last time I got locked out. Right away it started to...
I remember the last time I got locked up.
Hey, it's not like I wasn't here first.
I didn't!
One of Sabine's, are you? I'll see you downstairs later then.
Don't understand.
You got this, blood. Stay cool. You're hard.
That's right, blood.
Yo! Anyone here? Better turn on the juice.
What are these headphones?
Coming up in today's episode of The Upload, we're talking about how Bagley managed to conquer London. Pretty much my favourite topic. I could talk for hours about the rise of the AI system. It's easy to forget about its origins. It's so present everywhere we go now. Bagley just kind of blends into the background.
Bagley is the service AI that's present in every Optic device. Whether you're using the Optic, Bagley will be there. The AI is streamed to your Optic from Bloom's central command center, and it was first created by Sky Larson, our tech hero, as part of her techno-utopian idea for the world. Why do you think it grew so quickly?
In my mind, it's no surprise that Bagley became so popular. It's funny, useful, fast. It's a great companion and really just makes life so much easier. I mean, when you look back...
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself or I'll seal the exits, hack your Optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
Bro, it's cool. You know Sabine? She's my mate.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
Yeah. Thanks, AI dude. You're going to take over, I know it.
Hello and welcome back to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0, the city operating system that's now powering all of London. For those of you who need reminding, as if anyone does at this point, CTOS was first used in Chicago.
Ah, that's it. I'm reconnected to the network, downloading our database, news archives, and oh no. Terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London. Dalton Wolf dead? I leave you people alone for a second and you immediately cock it all up.
So, Bagley Bags, if DedSec didn't bomb the city, then who did?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton, well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline, but from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this Zero Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call.
Okay.
Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as Zero Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black, the same that were at Parliament. Maybe working together.
Yes.
They didn't stand
probably.
a chance.
Quite possibly.
They just gunned everyone down.
Oh my days. How's a girl like you get out of that clash?
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition hit would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
Yeah, bruv. Look, it's hard out here for DedSec, man. I've always wanted to roll with you lot, but I don't want to get murked or anything, innit?
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can. The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you.
I'm the leader of the resistance. Heck yeah.
Well, I guess if I do get murked, it's better to go out fucking blazing.
Excellent. New user registered. Welcome to DedSec.
That's right. I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items in your DedSec kit.
this. Tech points. Yay. I can get a tech point. Okay. Go to tech menu. Tech menu, and yeah, we'll do infiltrator spider bot. My gadget is a spider bot.
We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
I'm not changing my jacket.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we try to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the...
I'm sorry, you were saying? I met somebody. Dang it. What I get for like looking at stuff and be like, ooh, what's this?
I'll be right down. Could use the warm-up.
Got my COVID mask, I'm ready to go.
Let's start with some basic strikes. Hit me. Don't be shy. You want to get in under my block. Find the weak points. Nice one. Yes. Nice one. Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance. Couldn't have done that better myself. That's it!
That's right. Never surrender. Yeah, because I believe a scrawny little game developer did.
Right. Gear in order? Know enough not to punch yourself in the face or get shot for pulling out a gun too early? Brilliant. I'm working out how we find Zero Day and ruin their day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent thugs. I'll let you be the judge of how best to handle yourself, but remember, you represent DedSec now.
But yeah, like I believe this kid can beat up somebody who's got a secret underground, like boxing ring underneath their pub. You obviously know what you're doing. Just throwing it out there.
All right, let's do this. Where do we start?
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries patrol our streets, allegedly to keep people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
Oh, fucking Albion. They're not keeping us safe, they're keeping us unsafe. Am I right?
So, we have to ignite the will to resist in the people of London by showing them that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll throw spanners all over the fucking place.
Brilliant. Let's get the people of London on board.
Squad goals. Light a spark.
It's unacceptable.
Leave my car.
Back off. Keep out of this.
Okay. Yeah.
When necessary. Awaiting area crime report.
Oh, fuck.
When possible, remain indoors. Do not loiter.
Yeah, just started mission, didn't know it.
Building a resistance group requires operatives with specialized skills. Technical abilities, firearms handling, and physical training are all valuable. Bare-knuckle boxing rings are a good place to find people who are good at throwing punches, or taking them. By defeating each opponent in an arena, you'll have an opportunity to face its best fighter. Prove your physical superiority, and they may consider joining DedSec. I'm guessing that's some sort of primate society thing.
Okay.
Ah, hell yes!
Hello.
How would you feel about mixing things up a bit?
Are you DedSec? You don't have nothing to do with the plans to put the Fourth Reich back in power.
What are you talking about?
You don't know this? Hitler had a son and is following in his father's footsteps. Bastards here in London trying to take over the city using Albion, Sirs, and the Kellys. Here, a list of his loyal Nazi ass lickers and their resources. They thick as thieves. Go fuck up their operation and end their wrongdoing. Then I'll know you're legit.
Cool, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. That was definitely way more random than I thought it would be.
Have you seen them?
Fucking love it.
Yes, Kitty.
Street sweeper. Nobody ever suspects them. I should recruit that person. At least unlike Cyberpunk, these cars will just not stop for the most part. Yeah, that's fast travel. Except I can't. Can I? But I don't see just follow the street anyway. This way. Should be able to find my objective. I'm familiar with this area because actually, when I was in London, I needed extra luggage because I bought some knickknacks and stuff, gifts for friends and family. That there was a shop down this street where I bought some luggage. I wonder if the shop's here in the game. Yeah, I remember those too. The places where you go convert your cash. They were like crazy exchange rates. And my hotel was out this way too. But yeah, I can't remember. I want to say it's like 2012, so I'm sure it's still here, the same as it was. Oh my goodness! I think I just hit on a car. Man, it was somewhere around here. Luggage. A suitcase, nice passport wallet.
You seem nervous. You're hiding something. No, mate, I swear. I'm just out here for a walk. Oh!
When possible, remain indoors. Do not loiter.
Today's been unusually good. No, I entirely understand.
Hey, I'll stop. 43 towers are restricted right now.
Oh!
You hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. Yep. Oh, yeah.
I wonder how I summon my drone.
Watch out, there's an active shooter! What? Alright, everyone, just stay calm. Get down, people, there's a gun!
How do I put my gun away? There we go.
Ah, wavy blood!
Albion have established an operational base in the Royal Court of Justice.
Bruv, this is bollocks. With Albion in control of the courts, there's like no way for anyone to have a fair trial anymore.
Exactly. But it likely means there's information here about how Albion are targeting dissenters, the who and the why. We need that data if we're going to disrupt their operation.
Spread out!
All clear over here. Moving on. Come out. We know you're there.
You are going
Stay
down
sharp.
when we find you!
Search the area.
Area's clear. Continuing the search.
We should spread out and search the area.
Not seeing anything here.
Eyes peeled. They're here.
Shit! They're gone! Call command!
Hold it.
Over there.
This shit for brains.
Stand down, mate.
Okay, mate. I've got control stuff.
Bax, talk to me.
A list of what Albion consider high-value targets that are threats to the peaceful running of London. See here, a journalist, and this one runs a community shelter. Good God, bar your doors.
What the shit?
All suspected of sowing rebellion or exhibiting tendencies towards... Albion is systematically arresting people even before they rise up. Joke's on them. This list can actually help us find like-minded allies willing to help us. Well done. Now, let's disrupt some of Albion's propaganda and give some hope to the people.
Okay.
Watch where you're going.
Now we're talking. Very good.
I know you. You're very famous.
Keep it up.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Auto drive now enabled.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain.
No. That's it.
Big for your boots. You're never too big for the boots. I got the big size top.
Are safe with Albion's vigilance.
You're listening to the Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello, resistors. This is the Bug, keeping the fire of hope alive in the vacuum of today's Britain. Okay, fires don't burn in vacuums. It's a little novelty Christmas light, shaped like a flame, but it's something. It is something to cling to. Joining me, as always, is Alice. And Alice, hold the front page. Technology apparently is here to stay. There's no way around that now. Much as I'd like to go back to the 18th century and see if we can have another crack at the Industrial Revolution and get it less wrong this time. But new tech is creating 4,000 jobs. Count them all, 4,000. 4,000 new jobs thanks to this new tech investment.
I mean, that's a very exciting thing if you're someone who wants to work in the tech sector, but I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not, there'll be jobs that no one in their right sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for us in this darkened universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all, because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
I don't know, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involved human beings. They're always involved whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel Cass, surely a step up on the human Nigel Cass. You could even program it to have a tiny, tiny sliver of conscience. And if you had an automated Prime Minister, you could program it to be occasionally in the goddamn country. So that's, again, it's a step forward.
Again, I insist that there's never been a Prime Minister, Andy. I've never seen him, I've never heard of him. The only times I ever hear what the Prime Minister does is it's when nothing happens.
I mean, it has reached the point where, and I've thought this for a long time, we would be better off if the Prime Minister was a watermelon. You know, it would be, I think we'd all be happy with that. We'd all know where we stood.
You hear him being praised for his diplomatic skills all the times, but the best mark of diplomacy is when nothing happens. So good diplomacy is indistinguishable from him doing absolutely nothing.
You are listening to The Bug. 4,000 new dream jobs for everyone. All I can say, Alice, is that I'm very glad that my children studied drama at school, because that has set them up for life in modern Britain. That is the one core skill they need, the ability to pretend that they are living happy and fulfilled lives, that they have jobs that are worth doing, and that they're making the planet a better place, and that they control their own destinies, and that they have even a parody of a private life, and that they can smile without crying. That's what drama teaches them to do. Crucial skills in this day and age. Of course, it's not just the jobs that have been technologicalised beyond all recognition. It is also reality.
It's okay.
Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, I mean, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It saves us so much time and hassle trying to exist in a kind of realm of reality. We don't even need to bother with that. I mean, sure, the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitors my every waking moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type, "Where's my nearest coffee shop?" into a search engine. At least I don't have to waste anything between 8 and 12 seconds every day going online to look up how to make a bowl of muesli. And at least I'm not frittering away my precious mental energies thinking, what do I actually think?
Optic is so secure, Andy. It's more secure than a teenage girl reading a women's magazine. It's more secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Finally, before we go today, bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO'd to who knows where this week. He sure as hell is not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our Prime Ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. But actually, no, I can remember them being both at once. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country. That is one impressive triple whammy. I've had lions longer than his longest spell on British soil in this last year. It's this halfway house I can't stand. Either come back and do your job, or leave the planet entirely. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where he can go and entertain himself for the rest of the time. Can we crowdfund it? Tell you, let's make cryptocurrency out of something and crowdfund it that way. What have you got spare? Jelly beans? Are they still legal?
He's away so often, Andy. I'm starting to think he doesn't like the country.
That is all from the Bug today. Fly away, bugs. We are done. Thanks once again to Optic. According to Bloom, the Optic system is now the most secure it's ever been. And, well, of course, I mean, it's so convenient, Optic, isn't it? It makes sense
at this point. Let's take a look at the map. Am I just driving around in circles?
So much time and hassle trying to exist.
Auto drive now
disabled. Of reality. We don't even need to bother with that. I mean, sure, the government has hacked into my soul and now basically monitors my every waking moment and thought. But at least I don't have to type, "Where's my nearest coffee shop?" into a search engine. At least I don't have to waste anything between 8 and 12 seconds every day going online to look up how to make a bowl of muesli. But at least I'm not frittering away my precious mental energies thinking, what do I actually think?
Optic is so secure, Andy. It's more secure than a teenage girl with a women's magazine. It's more secure than a comedian with a drinking problem. It's more secure than a young man who's just got his first motorcycle license.
Finally, before we go today, bug off to the Prime Minister, who has once again FRO'd to who knows where this week. He sure as hell is not here in London. I remember back in the day, Alice, when our Prime Ministers were either incompetent or crooked, but not both at once. But actually, no, I can remember them being both at once. But incompetent, crooked, and not even in the country. That is one impressive
Any sign of the target?
triple whammy. I've had
Anyone?
Lions longer than his longest spell on British soil in this last year. It's this halfway house I can't stand. Either come back and do your job, or leave the planet entirely. I'm pretty sure there must be a spare space station knocking around where he can go and entertain himself for the rest of the time. Can we crowdfund it? Tell you, let's make cryptocurrency out of it.
We've been blocked off!
Jelly beans, are they still legal?
He's away so often, Andy. I'm starting to think he doesn't like the country.
That is all from the bunch today. Fly away, bugs. We are done.
This is London Calling. I'm Tash, and you're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. Today we're talking about Death for Stars.
Suspect has crossed the checkpoint.
But sadly not forgotten Prime Minister. It's strange to think that he was just another here today, gone tomorrow politician until his infamous London drowning speech went viral. The forces of darkness he unleashed with that speech changed everything around us. Was society's rise inevitable? Could it have been stopped? And what happens when democracy starts to breed the ideas that can destroy it? Using back channels and underground contacts, we got in touch with political analysts and historians to find out how it's possible for cynical, short-term leaders like our beloved Prime Minister to give birth to political nightmares. No full names, as you know. These days, telling the truth can get you killed. Helen spelt out the dangers of populism for major political magazines and websites back in the pre-censorship days.
The appeal of fascist politics is about strongmen, and they are usually men, because it's about saying there are simple problems that are really easy to define, say immigration, and there are simple solutions to them. Stop immigration. And they are really appealing because they make sense of a world that can often feel really complicated and confusing, and they do offer, or seem to offer, action, instead of what politics can often be, which is a kind of messy set of compromises where no one gets really what they want, everyone gets a little bit of it. And that's the problem, really.
Now I have no idea. Sneak up about.
Is you end up in a situation where it looks like someone is going to do something incredible and transformative, but of course either it never really delivers, or it delivers at a huge cost to, for example, dehumanizing people. And I think you see that in the rhetoric around immigration. If you say immigrants are a problem, we're going to stop them, it's a legitimate political stance for a country to want to control its borders, but the way that that's done can often end up being very cruel and inhumane, because what you have said is immigrants specifically are the problem. Not every fascist is a populist, but they are two interlinked styles of government, really, because what fascists tend to do is rely on narratives of deep change and of enemies. I think that's one of the hallmarks of this style of politics, where you represent your opponents not just as people who disagree with you, but as existential threats, as evil people. So you see it in the course of the run-up to the Second World War, where Jewish people...
I'm allowing this Albion shit. They're all over the walls and the screens. They the boss, and they want us to know it.
There's going to be that much less once you're done here. Let's give Camden a break from these eyesores.
Cool, I'm all over it.
If you hijack that scissor lift, you could use it to access the rooftop.
Okay. It's pretty spry though, I gotta give it to him.
Illegal entry into London is a security risk. Do not compromise the safety or the safety of others. Report all illegal persons directly to the authorities.
Yes, nicely done. That'll get people's attention. Let them know someone is standing up to Albion. Light the spark that they can stand up to.
If nothing else, it'll relieve their eye strain.
Now what?
We're already seeing results from what you've done. That list we found named a journalist in Camden who's been investigating Albion. We reached out and he's got information that can help us. I think you should meet with him.
Submitted these right now.
Okay, let's see if I can actually set a location.
This is London Calling. I'm Tash, and you're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. Today we're talking about Dev Hassani, our gone, but sadly not forgotten Prime Minister. It's strange to think that he was just another here today, gone tomorrow politician until his infamous London is drowning speech went viral.
Auto drive now
The forces of
enabled.
darkness he unleashed with that speech changed everything around us. Was Hassani's rise inevitable? Could it have been stopped? And what happens when democracy starts to breed the ideas that can destroy it? Using back channels and underground contacts, we got in touch with political analysts and historians to find out how it's possible for cynical, short-term leaders like our beloved Prime Minister to give birth to political nightmares. No full names, as you know. These days, telling the truth can get you killed. Helen spelt out the dangers of populism for major political magazines and websites back in the pre-censorship days.
The appeal of fascist politics is about strongmen, and they are usually men, because it's about saying there are simple problems that are really easy to define, say immigration, and there are simple solutions to them, stop immigration. And they are really appealing because they make sense of a world that can often feel really complicated and confusing, and they do offer, or seem to offer, action instead of what politics can often be, which is a kind of messy set of compromises where no one gets really what they want, everyone gets a little bit of it. And that's the problem, really, is you end up in a situation where it looks like someone is going to do something incredible and transformative, but of course either it never really delivers, or it delivers at a huge cost to, for example, dehumanizing people. And I think you see that in the rhetoric around immigration. If you say immigrants are a problem, we're going to stop them, it's a legitimate political stance for a country to want to control its borders. But the way that that's done can often end up being very cruel and inhumane, because what you have said is immigrants specifically are the problem. Not every fascist is a populist, but they are two interlinked styles of government, really, because what fascists tend to do is rely on narratives of deep change and of enemies. I think that's one of the hallmarks of this style of politics, where you represent your opponents not just as people who disagree with you, but as existential threats, as people. So you see it in the course of the run-up to the Second World War, where Jewish people are represented as, rats and a scourge. You see it with Muslims, where they are represented as coming to take over and replace white people. So you have big, defined groups of enemies that the person who is trying to convince you to vote for them, or later on simply to support their regime, perhaps, needs to defeat. There is always an enemy to be defeated. Unfortunately, one of the things we're very bad at as humans is recognizing different things when they don't look like previous examples. So I think in pre-crisis Britain we had an idea that when fascism came it would look again like the 1930s. It would look like a single charismatic leader. It would look like a jackboots in the street and huge flags. And it didn't look like that. It looked like social media groups. It looked like poisoning the well so that no information could be trusted. It had its own specific flavour, and that, I think, blinded people, as did a kind of complacency that things aren't ever going to get that bad ever again. That's a problem for the past. We're much more sophisticated now. We're not going to succumb to these great moods of emotion where everyone is hysterically listening to a leader. Well, guess what? People don't change that much.
Where do authoritarians come from? Before the crisis, Ian was a senior journalist covering the global rise of the strongmen.
Populism started to rise as a response to a series of crises. Now, some of these were true, some of them were false. There was a financial crisis. People were poorer. They were less secure than they were. They were looking for easy answers. There was a refugee crisis. I mean, the extent to which that was an actual crisis is frankly questionable. There wasn't actually that many people coming over. But what you had was mainstream news reflecting really quite right-wing rhetoric, portraying what was ultimately a trickle of boats as a major crisis hitting the country. And once you get into that situation, you are primed for having authoritarian leaders with fictitious but easy answers come along with a populist message and basically say to you, look, I will take care of the problem. I will make it all go away. So how do populists capture existing political parties or institutions? The truth is this usually happens in about three different ways. The first one is the easiest one. You set up a party, you win an election, you take over. But that doesn't actually happen that often. The second way is a bit more common, which is that you basically find yourself in coalition with usually a extreme right-wing party. And this has happened this is exactly what happened, of course, in the 1920s in Italy with Mussolini. It's exactly what happened in the 1940s in Germany with Adolf Hitler, which is that the mainstream bring them into power, and there they think they can control them. But you can never control this kind of party. They will always take charge. The third way is the most interesting one that we recognize in this.
I had the radio off to keep me from getting tagged by the copyright claims on YouTube. Dang, this political rhetoric in the talk radio, like, pretty extreme. I heard people complain about it when they were
yeah, I guess. Listen.
Yeah, just doing reviews.
Breathe, all right? Huh? No. That's not. You're not listening.
Heard you need some help. What's up?
You're the crew that's been sticking it to Albion. Can't believe someone else is. Thought I was alone, right? Not doing much, just putting the word out. But you? Taking action, mate.
That's how it's got to be. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, Albion gonna get bigger and badder, and then it's too late. So what's up?
Almost got clip finding this. All of Albion's operational data for the entire city. Convoy routes, surveillance targets, assets. It's all there. Thinking you can make good use of that.
You bet your ass.
Here's a sample. Albion's closed King's Cross to the public, right? But what people don't know is that they're using it as their logistics centre. Materials, troops, whatever. A lot of it runs through there.
You want to give the people a huge boost? Hit that place. Put it out of commission, and you'll severely hamstring Albion's operations here in Camden. Hell, everywhere.
We got us a plan then.
Cool. Get another mission. Which is like right across the street.
Albion's operational plans are just what we needed to really get some traction. We'll have to take a close look at this. Now, how do we take King's Cross offline?
Albion's housed a massive hybrid-powered generator in there. Output must be immense.
I do not understand the... Watch is going to kill the dialogue.
Getting to that generator ain't going to be easy. They've locked it up tighter since I last saw.
The fuck do I do?
My news drones are still in here. They should be functional. You can use one of them. Probably have better luck piloting it too, yeah?
Well, causing a power surge in a hybrid-powered generator isn't like making a toasty. We're going to need detailed specifications.
Alright, let's check that shit out. Yo, check this out, fam.
Cool, looks bloody complicated. Notice he's got a pretty functional camera. Would a picture do you, Bagley?
It would indeed. According to this, there's an override code that'll get us into the generator's system. That's it. Use the code on the generator and I can trigger a power surge.
It should be enough to take King's Cross offline. And the rail system too. Here we go.
We got a gold mine of information out of St. Pancras. Albion convoys, informants, gear, you name it.
Everything we need to ignite the people of London, like we did in Camden. Derail Albion's operations and give the people a reason to rise up, borough by borough. The more we do that, the more we'll get allies flocking to the cause. We'll show London that DedSec is here for them.
Okay.
That was off the chain, mate. I knew DedSec weren't the bad guys Albion was saying. Now the rest of Camden will too. Thanks.
Hey, cheers, bruv.
Now that you've shown the borough what DedSec is really all about, there are going to be folks wanting to join up. A lot of people have been looking for a way to fight back. In fact, there's one in particular I suspect will contact you very soon. I happen to know they're champing at the bit.
Fuck yeah! Welcome to the party, cuz.
That's right.
Well, fuck me, you're still alive. I owes had been a tenner. Not only that, but your resistance handiwork just opened up a whole new source of information. So now I spy with my hypothetical eye something interesting at the Ministry of Civic Management.
What is it?
The Signals Intelligence Response Service, or SIRS, or the Earl Grey Gestapo, have developed a surveillance technology called AR Reconstruction. It's the bleeding edge of privacy rights violation, and thus it could be very useful in our attempts to find Zero Day.
This is London Calling. I'm Tash, and you're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. Today we're talking about Dev Hassani, our gone, but sadly not forgotten Prime Minister. It's strange to think that he was just another here today, gone tomorrow politician until his infamous London is drowning speech went viral. The forces of darkness he unleashed with that speech changed everything around us. Was Hassani's rise inevitable? Could it have been stopped? And what happens when democracy starts to breathe the ideas that can destroy it? Using back channels and underground contacts, we got in touch with political analysts and historians to find out how it's possible for cynical, short-term leaders like our beloved Prime Minister to give birth to political nightmares. No full names, as you know. These days, telling the truth can get you killed. Helen spelt out the dangers of populism for major political magazines and websites back in the pre-censorship days.
The appeal of fascist politics is about strongmen, and they are usually men, because it's about saying there are simple problems that are really easy to define, say immigration, and there are simple solutions to them. Stop immigration.
If you're feeling out of your depth or like you could use a breather, you can always call on your new teammates to step in. It's your call.
That's the advantage of working together instead of alone.
Well, I think I'll stop here for now. Thank you guys for checking it out. I'm going to keep doing videos. I'm going to keep streaming as I play through games just because I can. But, yeah, for now, I shall take a break. And hopefully I'll be able to figure out more of how to play this game later and keep playing it. Still getting used to the controls and figuring out how that auto drive system works. So I thought it was taking me to my checkpoint, not just driving me through town for a lovely pleasure cruise through London. But anyway, see you guys